Academy. I welcome to you all in this review video. Sorry, not review, but it's a session, VAPI session. So I will talk about on your mistakes with grace topic. So let's just talk to my assistant.
Ava, how may I assist you today?
Okay, so let's get started.
Great. What would you like to know or talk about today?
So today's discussion is on a very important topic, owning your mistakes with grace. Let's dive in it. First question: why is it important to own your mistakes?
Owning your mistakes is important because it shows maturity, responsibility, and humility. When you acknowledge and take responsibility for your mistakes, you demonstrate that you are willing to learn from them and grow as a person. It also helps to build trust and credibility with others, as they see that you are honest and accountable for your actions. Additionally, owning your mistakes can lead to personal growth and self-improvement, as you can identify areas where you can do better and work towards becoming a better version of yourself.
Okay, so my next question is: how does admitting a mistake impact your professional image?
Admitting a mistake can actually enhance your professional image. It shows that you are honest, accountable, and willing to learn. Colleagues and supervisors are more likely to trust and respect someone who can admit when they've made a mistake. It also demonstrates that you are open to feedback and committed to personal and professional growth. This level of transparency and integrity can strengthen your professional relationships and reputation.
Okay, so is it a sign of weakness to admit a mistake?
Admitting a mistake is not a sign of weakness, but rather a sign of strength and maturity. It takes courage and humility to acknowledge when you've made an error. It shows that you are self-aware and accountable for your actions. Additionally, being able to admit mistakes can lead to personal growth and improved performance, which are qualities of a strong and resilient individual. Therefore, it is not a weakness to admit a mistake, but rather a demonstration of strength and integrity.
Okay, so my next question is, what happens if someone refuses to own their mistakes?
If someone refuses to own up to their mistakes, it can have negative consequences. It can damage their relationships with others, erode trust, and harm their reputation. Refusing to acknowledge mistakes can also hinder personal and professional growth, as it prevents the opportunity to learn from errors and improve oneself. In a work setting, it can lead to decreased productivity and create a toxic environment if mistakes are not addressed and rectified. Overall, refusing to own up to mistakes can have far-reaching negative implications for an individual.
Okay, so how should you react internally when you realize you have made a mistake?
When you realize you have made a mistake, it's important to take responsibility for it. First, acknowledge the mistake to yourself and then to any affected parties. Apologize sincerely and express your commitment to making things right. Take the time to understand what went wrong and why, and then work on finding a solution or making amends. Use the experience as an opportunity to learn and grow, and take steps to prevent similar mistakes in the future. Finally, be proactive in communicating with others and seeking their input on how to move forward.
Okay, so what's the first step?
It seems like your message.
Identifying your mistake.
The first step after identifying your mistake is to acknowledge it to yourself. Accepting that a mistake has been made is crucial in order to move forward. This allows you to take ownership of the situation and begin the process of finding a resolution.
Okay, that's good. So my next question for you is, how can you communicate your mistakes to others effectively?
When communicating your mistakes to others, it's important to be honest, transparent, and accountable. Here are some steps to effective mistakes. 1. Take responsibility. Admit to the mistake and avoid making excuses or blaming others. 2. Apologize. Offer a sincere apology to those affected by the mistake. 3. Provide context. Explain the circumstances of the mistake, but avoid making it sound like an excuse. 4. Discuss solutions. Propose ways to rectify the mistake and prevent it from happening again in the future. 5. Listen. Be open to feedback and listen to the perspectives of others involved. Learn from it. Emphasize what you have learned from the mistake and how you plan to improve. By following these steps, you can effectively communicate your mistakes to others and demonstrate your integrity and commitment to growth.
Okay, so my next question is, should you explain why the mistake
I'm glad.
happened?
It can be beneficial to explain the circumstances that led to the mistake. Providing context can help others understand the situation and may prevent misunderstandings. However, it's important to avoid using the explanation as an excuse or a way to shift blame. The focus should be on taking responsibility for the mistake and discussing ways to rectify it and prevent it from happening again.
Okay, so my next question is like, how can I apologize gracefully?
Apologizing gracefully involves being sincere, taking responsibility, and showing empathy. Here are some tips for apologizing gracefully. 1. Be sincere. Express genuine remorse for the mistake and its impact. 2. Take responsibility. Avoid making excuses and acknowledge your role in the mistake. 3. Use empathy. Show understanding of how the mistake may have affected others. 4. Often make amends, pose a solution, or offer to rectify the situation. 5. Listen. Be open to feedback and show willingness to understand others' perspectives. Learn from it. Express your commitment to learning from the mistake and improving in the future. By approaching the apology with sincerity and empathy, you can demonstrate grace and humility in taking responsibility for your actions.
Okay, that's good. So my next question is
I'm
it
glad.
enough to just say sorry?
Simply saying, sorry, may not always be enough, especially for significant mistakes. While an apology is an important first step, it should be accompanied by genuine remorse, accountability, and a willingness to make amends. This may involve taking practical steps to rectify the mistake, preventing it from happening again, and demonstrating through your actions that you are committed to learning from the experience. The sincerity and depth of your apology can play a crucial role in rebuilding trust and repairing relationships.
Okay, so my next question is, how does owning mistakes affect teamwork?
Owning mistakes can have a positive impact on teamwork. When team members take responsibility for their mistakes, it fosters an environment of honesty, trust, and accountability. This can lead to improved communication, problem solving, and collaboration within the individuals are open about their mistakes. It encourages others to do the same, creating a culture of learning and growth. Additionally, mistakes lead to the development of creative solutions and a stronger sense of unity within a team as members work together to address and learn from their errors.
Okay, so my next question is like, can admitting mistakes inspire others?
Absolutely, admitting mistakes can inspire others. When you acknowledge your mistakes and take ownership of them, it shows vulnerability and authenticity. It isn't just saying and create an open and supportive environment for mistakes. It also demonstrates humility and a willingness to grow, which occurs for personal and professional development. Additionally, seeing someone take responsibility for mistakes can build trust and credibility, inspiring others to do the same and contribute to a positive and transparent work culture.
Okay, so my next question, learn from your mistakes.
I'm glad. Learning from mistakes involves reflection and a willingness to change. Here are some steps to help you learn from mistakes. 1. Reflect. Take time to think about what went wrong and why. Consider the circumstances, your actions, and the outcomes. 2. Analyze. Try to identify the root causes of the mistake. Was it a lack of knowledge, or skill, or judgment, or miscommunication? 3. Take responsibility. Acknowledge your role in the mistake without making excuses or blaming others. 4. Extract lessons. Consider what you have learned from the experience. How can you avoid making the same mistake in the future? 5. Make changes. Implement changes in your approach, decision-making process, or communication to prevent similar mistakes from happening in the future. 6. Seek feedback. Ask for input from others who may have insight into the situation. Be open to constructive feedback and different perspectives. By actively engaging in this process, you can turn your mistakes into valuable learning experiences and improve your future performance.
Okay, that's good. So, what role does humility play in this process? Uh-oh, no problem.
This is Eva. How may I assist you today?
Okay, so, is it okay to laugh at your own mistakes sometimes?
Absolutely. It's completely okay to laugh at your own mistakes. It's important to have a sense of humor about life, including our own mishaps. Laughing at how us not take things too seriously and learn from our mistakes in a lighthearted way. So help us cope and or fresh. So go ahead and have a good laugh.
Wait, I'm gonna talk to you right now.
How may I assist you today?
So, how can leaders demonstrate grace when they make mistakes?
Leaders can show grace when they make mistakes by taking ownership of their errors, apologizing sincerely, and committing to making amends. It is important for leaders to acknowledge their mistakes, learn from them, demonstrate humility and vulnerability. Showing grace in the face of their mistakes. Leaders can earn back and trust from their team members and set a positive example for how to handle setbacks and challenges.
Okay, so what if your mistake causes serious damage?
The mistake made by a leader causes serious damage. It is crucial for them to take full responsibility for actions and the consequences result from their mistake. In such situations, the leader will be transparent about what happened, communicate openly with those affected, and work diligently to rectify the situation to the best of their ability. This may involve offering sincere apologies, providing support to those impacted, and implementing measures to prevent similar mistakes from happening in the future. It is important for leaders to show empathy, passion, and a genuine commitment to making things right when mistakes cause harm.
Okay, so what if your mistake causes serious damage?
If a mistake made by a leader causes serious damage, it's important for them to take immediate action to address the situation. This may involve 1. Acknowledging the mistake. The leader should take responsibility for the error and knowledge the entity has had. 2. Apologizing. A sincere apology to those affected by the mistake is crucial. This demonstrates empathy and ability. 3. Making amends. The leader should work to rectify the damage caused, whether it involves financial restitution, providing support to those affected, or direct measures. 4. Learn from the mistake. It is essential to understand what led to the mistake and take steps to prevent similar errors in the future. May involve processes, seeking additional training, or implement safeguards, building trust, build communication, and demonstrate and preventing mistakes in the future. In case where serious damage has occurred, it may also be leaders to seek guidance from mentors, advisors, or experts to help with the aftermath and plan for recovery.
So my question is, can blaming others protect you in the short term?
Blaming others may provide short-term protection relief or deflecting responsibility, avoiding accountability for a mistake. However, in the long run, it is not an effective or sustainable strategy for oneself or one's reputation as a leader. When leaders consistently blame others for their mistakes, it erodes trust, damage relationships, and undermine their ability. It also creates a toxic work environment where team members feel supported, undervalued, and hesitant to take risks or speak up. Ultimately, leaders who habitually blame others are unlikely to earn the respect and loyalty of their team members or achieve long-term success in their leadership roles. Instead of resorting to blame, effective leaders take ownership of their mistakes, learn from them, and work collaboratively with their team to address challenges and improve performance by demonstrating accountability, humility, and commitment to personal and professional growth. We cultivate a culture of trust, transparency, and accountability that promotes success and resilience in adversity.
Okay, I guess the call has ended.
Thank you for chatting with me. If you have any more questions in the future, feel free to reach out. Have a good day. Hello, can I
Here.
assist you today?
Yeah, I was asking something.
Of course, I'll be here whenever you're ready to chat.
So how does social media culture affect
No problem at
your
all.
own
Feel
mistakes?
social media culture can have a significant impact on people perceive mistakes. In the age of social media, mistakes can go viral and magnified, leading to public shaming, micro-harassment, and reputational damage. The fear of making mistakes in a public forum can create a culture of perfectionism and insecurity, where individuals may be hesitant to take risks, speak up, or try new things for fear of criticism or backlash. On the other hand, social media can be a platform for learning, growth, and accountability. When misacknowledged openly and transparently, social media can provide an opportunity for dialogue, reflection, and community support. Leaders and individuals who demonstrate authenticity and a willingness to learn from their mistakes can foster trust, empathy, and engage. It is important for individuals to be mindful of how they engage with social media and to cultivate a healthy relationship with online platforms that promote empathy, understanding, and resilience in the face of mistakes.
Okay, so my next question is how can you handle criticism after admitting a mistake?
Admitting a mistake can be challenging, but it is an important step in taking responsibility, learning, and moving forward. Here are some tips on how to handle admitting a mistake. 1. Take ownership. Acknowledge the mistake, misuses, or blaming others. Accept responsibility for your actions. 2. Apologize sincerely. Often when apologizing is affected by the mistake, express empathy and understanding for how your actions may have impacted others. Explain what happened. Provide an explanation of what went wrong and why. Transparency help real best and demonstrate your learning from the mistake. And share. You plan to address the mistake. But similar error in the future and amends necessary. 5. Learn feedback. Be open to feedback from others and will learn from the experience. Advisors on how to handle this. 6. Reflect and learn. Take time to reflect on what led to the mistake. Be different next time. Use the experience opportunity for growth and self-improvement. 7. Move forward. Once you admit that you're apologize and take it.
I guess. Okay, hello. Can you hear?
Hello, can I assist you today?
Okay, so what's a good mindset to have when facing your
I'm here
errors?
to A good message to have when facing errors is to approach the process with a growth mindset. Instinct mistakes as failures. See them as opportunities for learning and improvement. When tracing your errors, focus on understanding the root causes of the mistake rather than assigning blame or outcome. Be open-minded and self-reflective as you examine what went wrong and why. Ask yourself questions. What contributed to this? What could I do differently? What can I learn from prevent similar errors in the future? By approaching error tracing with a constructive and growth-oriented mindset, you can turn mistakes into valuable lessons that help you grow, develop, and succeed in the long run.
Okay, that's good. So my next question is
I'm glad
what's one thing you can say when admitting a mistake?
when admitting a mistake, one thing you can say is I take full responsibility for my actions, and I sincerely apologize for the mistake I made. I understand the impact it has had, and I'm committed to making amends and relearn this experience to ensure it does not happen in the future. This statement demonstrates accountability, empathy, and willingness to correct the error, while also sincere commitment to growth and improvement.
Okay, so final question. How can we practice owning mistakes with grace every day?
Practicing mistakes with grace every day is an important aspect of personal and professional growth. Here's on how to cultivate a mindset of accountability and grace when it comes to acknowledging and learning from mistakes on a daily basis. 1. Cultivate self-awareness. Turn actions, decisions, and actions throughout the day. Be honest with your others where you may have fallen short. Embrace vulnerability. Acknowledge that making mistakes and part of being human. Allow yourself to be vulnerable and open to feedback from others. 3. Immediate ownership. When you realize you have made a mistake, take ownership of it promptly. Avoid making excuses or shifting blame onto others. 4. Apologize sincerely. Offer a genuine apology to those affected by your mistake, understanding, and a commitment to make amends. 5. Learn from the experience. Reflect on what led to the mistake and what you can do in the future to prevent similar errors. Use the experience as an opportunity for growth and improvement. 6. Practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself and avoid being overly critical when you make mistakes. Treat yourself.
Okay, so that was it for today. I will see you in my next session with VAPI. So bye
Thank
bye
you.
and Allah Hafiz, guys.
You're welcome.